just because you're live doesn't mean you can be rude. Thor: Love and Thunder's Taika Waititi shuts down interview after Rita Ora question. Disney has revealed new episodes for Marvel Studios' Legends. Has a new Wolverine been found? Is Cameron Diaz joining the MCU? And what is the disappointing update on Blade? Stay tuned for all you need to know. But first, Disney has revealed official new posters for 6 Netflix Marvel shows. Disney Plus and Marvel have done a great job over the past 18 months, but fans were still very excited that 6 shows were formerly streamed on Netflix finally found their way home into the safe arms of Disney Plus. We're talking about the Defenders saga. And in case you somehow missed the marketing campaign that's been going on ever since, Disney's official Twitter page has now released 6 new licensed posters for all shows in the series to drive home once more that the Defenders have arrived on Disney Plus. Posters like these that were previously been released by Marvel Studios haven't always been a success, but this time they were really able to perfectly encapsulate the essence of everything Netflix infused into these Marvel characters. They didn't shy away from the more mysterious, darker vibe of these shows, and did an amazing job at even bringing some of the villains into play, like they did with Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin in the Daredevil poster. Hopefully, this is a hint at what's more to come, though no word yet on what we might expect to see anything of it. The only question is how each of these 6 shows will either integrate themselves with the franchises at a later date or coexist with the MCU. Which one of these are you most looking forward to seeing again? Following, Thor: Love and Thunder's Taika Waititi shuts down after Rita Ora question. Seems like Phillip Schofield thought he could go off script while conducting an interview with director Taika Waititi and Chris Evans during This Morning. Waititi and Evans were there to promote their new film, Lightyear, but Schofield thought that after congratulating Evans on his birthday, surely he could go unexpectedly bring up a rumor that has been going around about Waititi and his girlfriend Rita Ora. So, Taika, are there wedding bells? After the interview, many fans agreed that it was incredibly rude of Schofield to blindside Waititi like that. Personal and/or romantic questions are only acceptable when previously agreed to, especially when there is a very specific occasion the interview is being held in the first place. Waititi himself was also anything but amused. After deflecting, saying he'd love to talk about his own birthday as well, it's in August, FYI, he obviously decided better of it and simply took his earpiece out and laughed. Poor Evans was left completely defenseless in this unexpected, painfully awkward moment that should never have happened. Trying to laugh off the interview saying, "What? Sorry, you're breaking up." Nope, gone. And rightly so. The interview was abruptly ended. Schofield tried to patch things up a little by adding that they all love Rita Ora at This Morning and would love to have her over for a chat anytime. And congratulations. But something tells us that's not going to fix the self-inflicted emotional damage. Next up, Disney has revealed surprise episodes of Marvel Studios' Legends. The Marvel Cinematic Universe keeps expanding as Phase 4 progresses, and it's starting to get a bit complicated to keep track of all the new villains and heroes and remember what has happened in previous projects. And to have an MCU marathon every time a new movie comes out does sound very tempting. It's a bit much. And that's where Marvel Studios' Legends comes in. This show serves as a brief recap of some of the heroes' more memorable moments that have led up to their next on-screen appearance. As Thor: Love and Thunder is coming up next, it's safe to say the lead characters of this film will be given a spotlight in the new episodes of Marvel Studios' Legends. These episodes have been confirmed by Disney Plus, Germany, surprising pretty much everyone. There hasn't been a word about them, and they weren't on Disney Plus's official July 2022 release slate. It's expected that Thor, Jane Foster, and Valkyries will be featured in the new episodes, giving fans an opportunity to relive their favorite moments from the Infinity Saga. Jane Foster will benefit the most of this treatment, given that it's been a very long time since her last official MCU appearance. It's really unclear Loki will make an appearance in Legends as well, but we'll find that out soon enough. Next, has a new Wolverine been found? What is the disappointing update on Marvel Studios' Blade? Could Cameron Diaz really be joining the MCU? Don't go anywhere if you want to find out the answers. So let's get going. Now, has a new Wolverine been found? Over the last 17 years, Hugh Jackman has been Wolverine, one of the most popular on-screen Marvel heroes. And since Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox, it's really only a matter of time when we'll get to see a new Wolverine film once again. But who could possibly fill the shoes of Hugh Jackman? Well, naturally, this has been under heavy debate with fans for a very long time. And it seems like one fan favorite is actually Daniel Radcliffe. But when it comes down to it, Taron Egerton is the name that keeps winning the race, if it's up to fans. But now it seems that Marvel Studios may agree with the fan cast. Edgerton has told the New York Times that he's actually met up with Marvel Studios executives, including Kevin Feige. Though he couldn't tell what exactly went on in the meeting, it's been long known that Edgerton would love to take a shot at Wolverine, though it would understandably be nerve-wracking to take the place of someone like the legendary Hugh Jackman. It could still be a long while before we'll actually get another live-action Wolverine. After all, it took about 2 years after his first meeting with Marvel for John Krasinski's debut in the MCU. But it's definitely a good sign that Marvel Studios officially have Edgerton on their radar. A fan favorite, who would have thought? Next up, the disappointing update on Marvel Studios' Blade. Last we heard, Blade was scheduled to finally start filming in Atlanta, Georgia. High time, we all thought, as it's been about 3 years since the project was first announced. But according to Lizzie Hill of the Cosmic Circus, production had to be delayed until October for unknown reasons. Though there are now hints that the project is looking to shoot in Morocco, Louisiana, and New Orleans, fans are a little frustrated that it feels like no progress is being made with Blade. We want to see Mahershala Ali as Blade. The little breadcrumbs that have been left over the last few years are no longer enough. It's great that Blade will get the help in taking on Dracula in the form of Rachel Van Helsing and Taj Mahal, or that's what a casting call is suggesting. Kit Harington's Dean Whitman being in the running for a supporting role is also excellent news. So why are there delays? It's very possible Marvel isn't in a place where they want to be with the storyline yet. The anticipation is high for Blade, and if it's a case of unfinished writing, we all want them to make sure it's all in good shape to avoid grave disappointment. It's better to be disappointed with a delay than with a project that simply flops entirely. But in the end, there are a myriad of reasons why a big project like Blade gets delayed. Well, at least it's still going. And at last is Cameron Diaz finally joining the MCU. Cameron Diaz has come out of retirement for a Netflix original with Jamie Foxx called Back in Action. And apparently this has unexpectedly kicked another plan into gear as well. Namely that Cameron Diaz is also up for a pivotal role in Marvel's future. It's still unknown how the X-Men are going to be brought into the MCU, but we do know that it has to be big. So it only makes sense that Marvel is now very busy recruiting some of the biggest stars to take up the capes of some of the most loved and hated heroes and villains. And Cameron Diaz is a perfect contender now she's unretired herself. But what does that even mean, a pivotal role? Some fans are convinced that Diaz will be the one to introduce us to Lady Death. Sadly, she's usually associated with Thanos and his quest for the Infinity Stones. Unless Marvel wants to rehash the same quest, which would essentially obliterate the emotional weight of all previous films. Lady Death seems like a dead end for the MCU as it currently stands. A much more likely role for Diaz is Emma Frost, one of the most important characters of the X-Men comics. Not only does she have the star power that character demands, she is a master of the kind of alluring seductiveness that Frost is known for. Diaz was made to play Emma Frost, don't you agree? And that was it for now. Do you think the interviewer crossed a line in the interview with Taika Waititi? Tell us what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.